Welcome to our house. This is the Screenplay Podcast. I'm your host, Evan Grenis, and with me, as always, PGA Tour champion, Andrew Novak.
What's good? Panthers dub. Always fun to talk to y'all after something like that.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe at Screenplay_podcast. We are also on socials at Screenplay_podcast. You can check out our website at thescreenplaypodcast.com. On there, you can find our picks of the week, get your merch, see our guests, and more. New episodes, 8 a.m. every Wednesday, wherever you stream podcasts. Excuse me. Ooh, God. Got a little something there. All right, yeah, Andrew just said it. Panthers got to win. The Patriots got to win.
Yeah.
Andrew went 3-0 on his bets. I kind of screwed it up on Monday. I took the Chiefs. I went 2-1, but a lot of good energy from this podcast this week. A lot of stuff we like to see. Let's get right into it. Monday Night Football. Jaguars defeat the Chiefs 31-28. The Chiefs are up 14-0. I kind of thought it was game. The Chiefs don't lose these when they're up 14. Mahomes had a pick six. He's never won a game when throwing a pick six. Interesting fact there, 0-5. What did you see out of this game on Monday night?
Yeah, it was definitely a weird game. It was a very good game. I thought it was like back and forth, kind of fun. Like you said, Chiefs jumping out, Jags coming back, but yeah, like Trevor Lawrence fumbling on the goal line. You had Mahomes throwing that 99 or 100-yard pick six or whatever it was. Like, definitely had some twists and turns. It was, this was definitely one of those like I would have said like back September 1st or whatever, whenever the season's starting. Basically, I would have been like, why is this a Monday night game? And then sure enough, it paid off. I live in South Georgia. A lot of Jags fans around, and some people were saying, outside of like playoff wins, this very well could be one of the biggest wins in like Jags history. Just like KC coming to town with what they've been. Definitely a lot of hype coming in the area coming from that
Yeah,
game.
I think since their playoff win, what was that? They beat maybe like the Chargers a couple of
They
years
came
ago.
back on the
Yeah, it's
Chargers. Yeah, they were
their
way down.
probably their biggest win since that game. Mahomes and their offense, I got to be honest, I thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Even I don't think the best team won this game. I still think the Chiefs are a better team than the Jags. If they played them 10 times, they'd probably win 8. But yeah, he was spreading it around everywhere. I mean, Thornton got work, Worthy, Hollywood, Kelsey, Juju. Again, Rice isn't even in there, and I mean they're all eating.
yeah. I mean, it is very rare where you find a team that outgained another team by 160 yards, uh, had more yards per play by over a yard and a half, and won the turnover battle, and they still lost the
Yeah,
game.
I
That
have these
is
stats
that
right
is
here. I'll
very
I'll
very
read them for you.
rare.
The Chiefs 476 total yards, Jags 319 yards per play. The Chiefs were at 7.6, like you just said, more than a yard and a half more than the Jags. Rushing, they rushed for 60 more yards. What it really comes down to is the penalties. Chiefs 13 penalties, 109 yards. The Jags had 4 penalties for 25. I want to say the Chiefs had maybe like 4 or 5 special teams penalties as well, which is really a game killer.
Especially at the end there, like Brashard Smith bringing that ball out when there's 24 seconds left. They had all three timeouts. That is a coaching error, in my opinion. You have to let that ball bounce, do whatever, go into the end zone. Even though it comes out to the 20, yes, you could get maybe more yards, but you're more efficiently going to get yards by not having the clock run. You have three timeouts. If you have Mahomes in 24 seconds, even if you start at the 20, you have three plays. I mean, the way that they're going to be playing defense, I think you could probably get 10 yards of play, get down. But now when you only, now you start back there, but with only 18 seconds, or I think that's about what it was after the return. There's just not much you can do. I think I think that was a bit of a tactical error there by the Chiefs.
Yeah, so the Jags win this game. I don't know if I'm buying them yet. I know their record's good, but I'm still not buying yet. Next up, the Lions are at the Chiefs, so that's gonna be a big game for the Chiefs. And then the Seahawks are going across the country to the Jaguars. Let's get into Sunday Night Football. My Patriots defeat the Bills 23-20. Drake May, Mike Vrabel. This was their signature game. Stephon Diggs, lights on him, cameras on him. He came to play. He tends to play better when he's in the limelight.
Yeah, it's like it was kind of like on coverage you could see it being try to be talked up as like a revenge game or whatever, and maybe Diggs like it meant a little bit more going back, but like I feel like his tenure with the Bills wasn't that like
I,
I don't know.
I
I
think
feel
it
like
was
there've
more
been
of how it
like I feel
ended.
like AJ
As
Brown going somewhere else and then playing the Eagles right now would be way bigger of like a revenge game than what Diggs has like with the Bills. I don't know. it was cool to see him play well, and obviously with you being a Patriots fan, cool to see y'all pick up the win. But I don't know, like I felt like the TV kind of out like played that out a little bit more than maybe what I would have
I
thought.
don't know. I did see a graphic during this game. So like Stephon Diggs, like kind of revenge game this week, had a great game. I saw when he was on Buffalo and the first time he faced the Vikings, like he did the same thing. He went off for something
Yeah.
stupid. So yeah, when he needs a revenge game, like he can definitely put it up. Drake May looked really good. I will say Antonio Gibson, he's out for the year. So
Hmm.
Ramondre and Henderson, they're both going to get a couple more carries each. Diggs really came on well. Both of these teams, I mean, when you look through their stats, when you look through the box score of this game, very similar. Total yards, 338 to 363 yards per play. They both had 6 yards per play. The big difference here, turnovers. Bills 3 turnovers to the Patriots 1. This is the first time in 26 games that the Bills have lost the turnover battle. So they don't do it often, but if you can beat the Bills in the turnover battle, that's what you got to do if you want to take them home. I mean, beating the Bills at home in prime time, like that doesn't happen often. So for the Patriots to do it this early in the Mike Vrabel tenure, much faster than what I thought. I would say the Patriots are probably half a season ahead of where maybe I thought they would be at this point.
Yeah, I think some of that's tied to the step that like Drake May's taken. I mean, he was flat out making some plays. Drake May looks very good. He looks very much like a young Josh Allen to me with his ability to extend plays. He's just so much bigger than guys. I mean, we saw him throw out of a sack where any other
Unbelievable.
quarterback in the league is on the
I
ground
think
and he
he's
gets into
holding him
digs.
up
They
with
get
his
10
left
yards
arm,
out of
and
the
that
play.
I think he was a 320-pound player. He was almost got sacked by it and still got it off to Diggs.
Yeah, unbelievable play there. I feel sorry for any Travion Henderson owners because I don't think that there is a limit to how much Ramondre can fumble. Like he's still just going to get the ball. So sucks for y'all. But yeah, I mean, I think guys have stepped up around this team. Even like Hunter Henry, Keishon Boutte, like these aren't like great players. They weren't expected to be great players, but I think they've like done their jobs in situations. They've been good enough that Drake May's making it work. And yeah, I mean, this is a good football team right now.
So, I mean, the Patriots win this game. It's a big win, obviously. And when I look at their schedule coming up next, it's Saints, Titans, Browns. Now it's time to, prove that we are a good team. We got to take care of business. You beat the Bills. Now you got to beat these bad teams, the Saints, the Titans, and the Browns. You go out and you drop two out of three of these, and you're right back to being where you were before beating the Buffalo Bills. So let's see if the Patriots can keep it going. The Bills, they got some easy opponents here to beat up on coming up. They got the Falcons this week, and then your Panthers next week before they face the Chiefs in a few weeks. AFC East, the Bills are 4-1 leading. The Pats are 3-2. The Finns and the Jets are just absolutely in dead water. Um, I had the Patriots before this season like one game outside of the playoffs looking in, but when you win a game like this, I mean that really it's a big win. These tough games. This might be the win where we look back on the end of the season and like, oh, they got that 10th win to get into the playoffs, and it was because of this one.
Yeah, I think there's opportunity in this AFC, especially with the Bengals where they are, the Ravens with their issues. The AFC is looking a little bit on the weaker side. I would say the Colts are definitely like a pleasant surprise. Same with the Jags, but I'm expecting. I think the Patriots, maybe the Colts are close right now. They've been playing really, really good football. I think the Patriots are probably a better football team than the Jaguars. So I mean, the way it's settling right now, I do think it's very realistic that the Patriots are making the playoffs.
All right, let's turn back the clock a little bit. Let's go to Thursday night football. The 49ers defeat the Rams 26-23. I got to say, this was one of Kyle Shanahan's probably best coaching games. Possibly Mac Jones's best game as a pro that I've seen at least. 8.5 point underdogs, short week, entire team injured, and you get the win versus a divisional rival. That's insane. I think in our survivor pool, a lot of people actually took the
Yeah.
49ers on Thursday. That didn't end up well for them. Sean
Yeah.
McVay, the play call at the end, running it right up the middle. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Rams they do so many different things. Like I don't know. I guess it would be a surprise. Uh, I don't know. I'm not going to judge play calls too much because generally, like if they work, people think they're great. If they don't, like
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you could have thrown it, you could have done other things, but I got no problem with it. Like, just, I don't know.
All right, let's talk.
Can't be fumbling the ball in big situations.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's talk about Mac Jones for a second. This was his third start on the year. He is 86 for 129. He's completing 67% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3-0. I can't believe they're having him throw it 43 times a game. I mean, granted, 10 times a game are check downs to McCaffrey, but still, he's balling out. How pissed do you think the 49ers are right now that they just gave Purdy whatever it is, $54 million a year? I mean,
yeah,
when it's
that's looking a little
when
bit.
you're looking at Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, like I
Yeah.
know Brock Purdy's probably a little bit better, but not $50 million better. Like, what do you think the front office is
Yeah.
thinking right now?
Well, first off, they're definitely swinging. I mean, the Rams have a very, very good run defense at this point. I think they've proven that. You have to be careful starting running backs against them in fantasy this year. I think it's to that point where the Rams legitimately just have a good run defense. Uh, but getting back to like the quarterback thing, like I think it's the Shanahan system. Like I don't know, it's made Tua look very good at times, and he's been like very poor at other. Like I don't know, at times when it works, things come together. Guys are just running free in defensive backfields, and if you're an NFL quarterback, you can get it to open players. So uh, I don't know. I think,
It makes it look
and
that
we
much
had talked
worse
about
for Trey
this.
Lance.
We had talked about this before, but like if he can do this with quarterbacks that are cheap, you might as well just keep cheap quarterbacks. Just keep like a rotation and never pay a quarterback, and maybe that's the model. Just never pay a quarterback. If your system's good enough, any quarterback can run it. Just find a rookie that can run it for cheap, and then when they're gone, or just trade them in their last year, or somebody, some sucker that'll pay them, and just keep a cycle going. It seems very unethical, but I mean,
Maybe they can
I
go
don't
for
know.
more of like
You could try
The
it.
Darnold Baker method, where you find like a good quarterback who can run the system for $35 million and not 55. I mean, it's too
That's
late now,
yeah. I mean,
but
that's
it's
reasonable.
too late.
Like realistically, though, like what's the difference between like a Darnold, a Purdy, a Baker? Like I think Baker's probably a little bit better. Baker's kind of got that arm juice a little bit more, but like I don't know. I feel like they are similar, other than Purdy's making about $20 million more right now.
Yeah, I think in the future we're really going to see how that plays out because I think the cap hit that Purdy's taking this year is only like $9 million. I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
anything crazy. Kendrick Bourne, great game on Thursday night. Him and
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones found that New England connection. I gotta say, I looked at Kendrick Bourne's fantasy numbers from this game. It felt like he had 45 fantasy points, and I was like, oh, he only had 24. Like he went 10 for 11, 142 yards. It felt like the weakest 24 points I've ever seen. Or yeah, I guess the weakest 24 points I've ever seen. It felt like he was just absolutely going off. But I guess when you have no touchdowns, that's what it does. Let's talk about Blake Corum for a second. Is he a bust?
Blake Corum?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think Corum's a bust. I think he's a good runner of the football. I think he's limited in what he could do.
Yeah, I think he's
Uh,
small. He's got fumble issues, and McVay doesn't trust him.
the fumbling thing. He is an efficient runner. He is a very good runner of the football. Like fumbling is a bit of a thing, but I mean, Kyron Williams fumbled in this game. Kyron Williams has had multiple fumble issues. So I don't know. I think Corum is actually a solid runner of the football. I wouldn't be like giving up on him. He is definitely a little bit undersized, but I would say his efficiency, like he is very much like a 5 yard a carry plus guy. He just seems to do well when given the ball. I don't know if he's like big enough. I know he got a beating in college and they would give it to him 20 plus times, but in the NFL, it's just a little bit different. I don't know if you can be giving him the ball 20 plus times, but I think he's a solid change of pace that fits the scheme very well. So, I mean, I'm not giving up on Blake Corum yet.
Well,
No.
he had 1 carry last week, so that shows me where
Yeah.
Sean McVay has his trust in him. 49ers
Well,
next up.
yeah.
They got a tough game.
Kyron fumbled late too. Like it's just how it goes. I mean, he fumbled early. It's I don't know.
Next week, 49ers are at the Bucks and the Rams are at the Ravens. Let's get to another game. Broncos defeat the Eagles 21-17. I was on the Broncos here plus 3.5. I said the Eagles were due for a loss. Philly blows a 14-point lead to Denver. How do the Eagles have a 14-point lead? That's not the crazy part. How do the Eagles have a 14-point lead and Saquon only has 6 total rushes for 30 yards? It's like that's got to be coaching malpractice or something. Like if the Eagles have a lead, Saquon should be touching the ball almost every play, just running it down their throat, and that has not happened. What's going on here? I mean, Saquon has not had a 100-yard rush game yet. I feel like the offensive pieces are pretty much the same. Maybe the O-line's a little bit worse than they were last year, but to me, it kind of comes down to Kevin Patullo, the Eagles' offensive coordinator. He was promoted from within during the offseason, the 2024 passing game coordinator. I think this has kind of fallen on him. What do you see here out of the Eagles?
So this is what happened. You ever seen that video where like kids bugging the coach, like, "Hey, I can throw the ball. Hey, I can throw the ball." Coach puts him in, throws it terrible, and he's like, "All right, go sit down." Like, got to rub it in their face to let them see it.
Mm.
AJ Brown has just been complaining about not getting the ball, not getting the ball. Sure enough, they go up in this game. What do? Well, let's just keep throwing it the rest of the game. Let's see how this goes. Blow the lead, lose the game. Now you got to go tell your receivers, see, this is the price of keeping y'all happy. We could have won the game. We could have run the ball and done the same thing we've done every week, and we win the game, and it's a bit ugly, but we keep our lead because we run the ball, and it works, and we bleed the clock. But they just kept throwing it, and this is what happens. And hopefully this is a point where the offensive coordinator, Sirianni, can go to the guys and be like, shut up. Like, you're not what wins us the game. Our run game, Jalen, Saquon, that's what wins us the game. Y'all can get us points, but at the end of the day, what wins us the game is going to be our defense playing good and those guys running the ball and keeping it away from the other team. So I maybe a little bit conspiracy here, but I'm saying the coaching staff kind of made that call there, like trying to shut these guys up just to be like, look, this is not on y'all. Y'all need to keep it under control. We're going to get you the ball at points, but you are not the team. Run game, that's the identity of our team.
No, I don't hate that theory. Yeah, for them this past week, Devonta Smith had 10 targets. A.J. Brown had 8. Dallas Goedert had 9. I will say A.J. Brown had 1 or 2 deep looks that Hurts probably could have connected on and missed.
Yeah. He also slowed up mid-route on one of those that he probably would have gotten to if he never slowed up mid-route. So that's not on Jalen.
Yeah. No, I don't hate that theory. I think this next week we're going to see a totally different game script out of the Eagles than what we just saw this week. How do you think this season ends for the Eagles?
I think they win the division. I think they lose in the playoffs. I think a team like I know the Cowboys scored 1 billion points on them, but I still think the Packers defense is going to get rolling, and this is a kind of football team that I think could give Philly some fits because I think they're good enough where their run game D is going to force Philly to have to throw the ball, and I think that can cause problems if you force Philly to have to be one-dimensional, which they chose to be in this game. So, yeah, I think that there are teams on the NFC side that are going to give them some trouble.
I agree. I still think they win the division. I do think they lose in the playoffs. I don't think they reach the Super Bowl. I think they're going to have to make some offensive changes in this offseason. All right, let's get to one last game here. The Buccaneers defeat the Seahawks 38-35. Possibly the game of the year. Electric. You have the Bake Show playing at an MVP level. Sam Darnold is playing like the number 1 draft pick that he was. 900 yards of total offense, 9 touchdowns, just electricity everywhere. What'd you see out of this game? You actually took the Bucs this week, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were dogs in this game somehow or something like that. Yeah,
I was
I didn't
this bet, but yeah, it worked out well.
I didn't get that one. Yeah, this was the battle of former Panthers quarterbacks. 900 yards of offense in this game, which would have been about 9 games for each of them in the Carolina Panthers system. So, yeah, I don't know. It's as a Panthers fan, seeing the Buccaneers be good, seeing Baker be good for another team after basically gave up on him, seeing Sam Darnold work out now at 2 different locations after it flops. It is painful. It is hard to see it and just know that it is all a product of a front office that is just an ownership that is just incapable of producing a successful football team that, allows good players to produce. This was a fun game to watch. This is not what Panthers fans get to see. Panthers fans are not fun games to watch.
I saw a lot of graphics this week where it was like you had Darnold, you had Baker, you had DJ Moore, you had Rico Dowd, like all of these guys.
Yeah, we had Christian McCaffrey. We had all of those people on a team. and we won like no games and gave up on all of them, and we've got nothing out of it. So yes, that is correct.
I think that the big difference in this game, I don't know why more people aren't talking about this, but Jalen Milroe, he played a snap or two in this game. He fumbled the pitch, weird backwards pitch to Walker, or whatever it was. Wasn't a great pitch. Tampa recovers it. That's the difference in this game. There's turnovers. Seahawks had two, Bucks had zero. When Darnold is playing this well, I don't really see a need to be throwing Milroe in there like this.
Yeah, I think
I mean, I get you
I don't
want to have
know.
packages for him and stuff, but
Yeah,
like, I mean, you have
it
Darnold
just
playing
is
it.
what it is. Like I I don't know. I think there is value in like Milrow going in for plays.
Maybe
Like I don't
because another
think.
team has to game plan for it a little bit, like throughout the week. But
Yeah, and I think it allows you to do different things too. Like I don't know. I don't think the Saints bringing Taysom Hill in at quarterback for random plays and running the ball. Like I don't think that necessarily limits the offense. Like obviously in this game it did not work out, but I don't think it's necessarily bad to have him in there. Like when Darnold's cooking, like yeah, you can leave him out there, but I don't know. I think it gives you as an offensive play caller, I think having different weapons, different things you can go to at different times is never really a bad thing.
when I think about tough stadiums to play in the NFL, I always think of Lumen, Seattle, the 13th man, as one of the tougher stadiums to play in. For
12?
for Mike McDonald and Seattle over the past season and a half, it's not been the case. This year, they lost at home to the 49ers and the Bucks. Their wins have come on the road against the Cards and Pitt. In 2024, they went 3-6 at home. So now Mike McDonald's Seattle Seahawks are 4-7 at home. I find that a little weird. They're a better road team than they are at home. What do you make of that?
I, I don't know. I don't think that NFL has crazy home field advantage. Like to me, I watch college games and I can see home field advantage. It affects kids differently.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a professional in the NFL, you've been there, done that. There is home field advantage, but I think it is much more watered down than maybe what you would see in college games. So yeah, there's some of that. And Seattle is a very cool atmosphere. It definitely can get loud, but at the NFL level, I think coaches expect their guys to still be able to um, execute at a high level, even when it gets loud like that.
Just an interesting stat there. I'm gonna keep keep an eye on that as I'm looking at Seahawk bets the rest of the year. Next up, 49ers are at the Bucks and the Seahawks are going to the Jaguars. Let's get to some other talking points from this week. Amari Demercado, pretty much the biggest story of the week. In this game, the Cardinals and Titans game, the score was 21-6 Cardinals. They have the ball. There's 12 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Demercado breaks a long one. If he scores, they go up 28-6 in the fourth quarter with about 11 and a half minutes left. Game is probably over. He drops the ball, touchback, Titans come back and win. Jonathan Gannon, video came out on the sideline. It wasn't very physical, but he did get physical with Demercado. I'm not sure what the players.
I saw he got fined.
I'm sure
he just got
did.
fined for it.
Yeah.
It was just it was like 100 grand.
Yeah, no.
He just got fined. Big fine.
Of stuff can't happen in the NFL. But how do you get this out of the game? I think we saw it 2 weeks ago with Adonai Mitchell on the Colts. It happens again this week. Like, what are we like? It happens every year. It's 1 or 2 times a year. They gotta figure players gotta figure out a way to have this stop happening. What do you think?
I don't know if Belichick was still in the NFL, you'd probably be seeing Patriots players run the ball back. Like you have to give the ball to your head coach, and he'll give it to the ref for you. Like you're not allowed to let the ball touch the ground.
I've heard that.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Like it really should not be a thing that we have to coach up, but it continues to happen. Now this one was weird to me because I've seen it many times, and to me it still looked like he got across before he dropped the ball. Like it looks like this, super.
You know how tie goes.
Like I don't feel
in baseball tie goes to the runner.
Like,
I think in football when you drop it on the goal line, tie goes to the other team. Like no one feels bad for you for dropping it. Like
if you're that stupid, yes, okay. I'm cool with that. I will take that. That is a new rule, NFL rule. Yes.
Tie goes to the defending team on drop balls at the goal line. I like
Tie
it.
goes to the non-idiot. There
Yes.
we go.
All right, let's get to your Panthers for a second. So the Dolphins are up 17-0 on the Panthers. Classic Panthers look. They end up winning though. They get to 2-3. I this is like a couple times this has happened this year now for the Panthers. So I did some googling, did some research. Second half scoring versus first half scoring in the NFL. Second half scoring, Panthers eighth in the league. They're averaging 14
Yeah.
points a week. Not bad. First half scoring, whoops, 31st, 6.4 points. It seems like the
Yeah.
Panthers got to get down 14, 17 points before they realize the game is going. What's going on there?
I was talking with some Panthers friends today. It's like we can just take the opening script. Every coach has their script. Was just take that and just burn it every single week because all that ends up happening is Bryce turns the ball over. Like every single week without fail, within like the first 10 plays of the game, Bryce turnover, like guaranteed. It's apparently this team only works well when they're from behind, running hurry up and just like I don't know, torching a prevent defense, I guess. But the run game looked fantastic. I think a lot of that is a product of the Dolphins' run defense being terrible. Definitely, if you have any running backs playing against the Dolphins, which we can talk about later because it's the Chargers this week, and that will be relevant with waiver wire. But go ahead and play them. I thought Bryce, like, as the game goes on, he kind of settles in. I don't know, like maybe we can work on whatever his pregame sort of getting ready for it is because he doesn't
We just
really
might
figure it
need
out
we
till
just might
halftime.
need them to put like 10-0 up on the scoreboard like when the game kicks off so they already mentally think they're
Maybe
down like
maybe Andy Dalton plays the first half and then Bryce Young plays the second half. We could do that.
yeah, I don't
Is
know.
that crazy?
It's a weird stat to say the least. Normally you don't see the second half team getting doing that much better. All right, let's get to the Jets. Another rough team. They're 0-5. They're the only winless team left in the NFL. We went through their schedule the next couple weeks. When are the Jets going to get their first win?
Yeah, I think it'll actually be in 2 weeks. They play the Panthers, so
Hmm.
tough.
Yes,
They actually have some winnable games in the next couple. I think they also play the Bengals, I believe. Yeah,
they do.
Bengals
They
in
do.
three
So
weeks.
this week
So
they're playing the Broncos over in London. Next week, you just said it, they're playing Panthers. Week after that, they got Bengals, and then week after that, they got Browns. So if they're
mhm.
gonna end this winless streak, it's looking like it's gonna be in the month of October.
It
I would
might
guess.
it might have a little win streak right there.
Yeah,
Uh,
but if they get through those games and they don't have a win, we could be looking at
could be rough.
could be
I don't think this Jets team is that bad. Um, I don't think they're a good football team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're like a winless football team. I don't even know if this Jets team is number one overall pick football team. Um, Fields probably shouldn't be throwing it 46 times a game. That's probably not the secret to success. Um, if they get to
I
more
will
of a
say though,
run,
he I don't believe he's had
he
a
doesn't
no he doesn't have does not have an interception yet. And he's been
he
throwing it
like
a lot.
doesn't look horrible when he like I don't get it. Like he really doesn't look that horrible. They just lose games. I don't know. I don't know if he's the future or what, but there are
Yeah.
worse quarterbacks in the NFL than Justin Fields. I
Yeah, I mean
stand by that.
just a tough week for New York fans, I guess, with you got Giants losing,
Well,
Jets
yeah,
losing, Yankees down. I don't hate that, but
Giants losing to the Saints, no less.
all right. Last talking point here we want to get to the AFC North. I'm going to take you through these standings. So the Steelers, they were just on a bye. They're 3-1. Below them, you got Bengals at 2-3, Ravens at 1-4, and Browns at 1-4. Now the records in the AFC North are not the important part. What the important part is are the Vegas odds to win the NFC North. Lamar's out. The Ravens are 1-4. And I am looking at even money for the Ravens to take the NFC North. So obviously Vegas thinks that once Lamar gets back, they're going to get on a hot streak and get going. Is that what you think?
I mean, I think things will settle in a little bit more. Obviously, Cooper Rush is not taking this team
It
to the
also
promised
may be
land, but
part that Vegas believes that the Steelers are frauds, like you were saying.
well, the Steelers are frauds. That is not debatable. The Bengals are a mess, and the Browns I actually don't think are like horrible, but they're also a mess. So yeah, I mean, I think through process elimination, this defense will get healthier. Lamar Jackson will come back, and this is the only team I feel comfortable about winning multiple games down the stretch. So yeah, I probably would take the Ravens at this point.
So if I gave you
But this,
$100 right now and I said put it on one of these four teams to win the AFC North, you're taking Ravens there.
I would take the Ravens there. Just like I would not put it on the Steelers because I don't want to sit there and have to root for that Steelers team every week because that just sounds like a miserable waste of time on my
I
Sundays.
also I could be wrong, but I think that the Ravens play the Steelers in the last game of the season. So if they do get going, that last game of the season against the Steelers could be very important to potentially win that division and
That would
get
be
into the
that
playoffs.
would be very fun, especially if that's one of those situations where a loser doesn't even get a wild card spot. They're just straight up out.
That's what I'm thinking it will
That
be.
that could be quite fun.
All right, let's get into our power rankings. Oh, I mean, big shakeup this week in the rankings. Six teams in our power rankings, six teams in our top 10 lost this week. One team was on bye. That means only three teams in the top 10 won. So we got some big shakeups coming. Power rankings. At number 10, we got the Rams, 3-2. They had a bad loss this week to the 49ers. They're still a good team. I still think they're in the Super Bowl bubble. Puka is playing at an all-time level. At number 9, the team that just beat them, I got the 49ers. They're 4-1. Purdy, Ayuk, Jennings, Bosa, Kittle out. Still one. Mac Jones is on a heater. Easiest schedule remaining. I like the 49ers. At number 8, we got the Colts, 4-1. They destroyed the Raiders at home. Jonathan Taylor's on fire. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, he's kind of more like Danny Dollars in Indy. They lead the NFL in point differential. At number 7, I got the Chiefs. I know they just lost. They're 2-3, but I thought they were the better team on Monday night. Mahomes is spreading it around. Rice is coming back. They lost a game they should have won, but I still think they're a good team and they're going to be in contention all year. At number 6, I got Denver, 3-2. Just took down the number 1 team from the power rankings. They have the most sacks. They are the number 2 scoring D, and Bo Nix is playing really well. At number 5, we got the Bills, 4-1. First loss of the season. Kind of uncharacteristic from them losing at home. They'll bounce back. At number 4, we got the Buccaneers, 4-1. They just won a shootout in Seattle without Mike Evans and without Bucky Irving. Baker Mayfield playing at an MVP level. At number 3, coming off of a bye, we got the Packers, 2-1. A lot of these teams in the top lost, so Packers didn't play and they moved up. Bye week, really good team. I think we're going to see it this week again. At number 2, I got the Eagles, 4-1. I dropped them one spot. They just lost to the Broncos. They have an offensive coordinator issue. I still think that this is the most complete roster in the NFL. That's why they didn't drop that far. At number 1, it's got to be the Lions. I mean, I just think it has to. They're blowing teams out. It may be the best offense in the NFL. Second in sacks, third in takeaways. That's a great combination. Prior to the season, I wasn't a believer in the Lions, but might be wrong on that. They are looking good. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Lions been playing good football. They are a little bit of a product of who they've been playing recently, but we'll find out this week.
I mean, I saw the Jags play this week. I saw the Patriots play this week, and I'm like, oh, they're both definitely getting in the top 10 power rankings. And then I went through it, and I was like, I mean, I just can't get them in there yet. Outside of it, we got, Jags, Patriots, Seahawks, Chargers, Steelers. So those are your
Panthers.
teams 11 through 15. All right, let's get into fantasy football. Week 6 starts. Who you got?
Starting off, I mean, I guess realistically, he's not like necessarily a fringe guy, but I'm going J.K. Dobbins. Playing the Jets this week. Jets run defense just got torched by Javonte Williams last week, and I think Dobbins will be doing the same this week in a positive game script. Next up, I'm taking a little risk here, but Brenton Strange going to IR opens up some potential more offensive snaps, maybe in the slot for Travis Hunter. I'm going to take Travis Hunter against Seattle. I think this is somewhat of a high-scoring game. I think that the Jags are going to have to throw the ball in this, and hopefully Travis Hunter is given more opportunities as a wide receiver because he has looked good. And then lastly, big start this week. Bill Krosky-Merritt had a big breakout last week. I think that continues. This Bears run defense is not good. I think he will be running free in that secondary.
All right, I got Rashad White versus the 49ers. He looked good with Bucky out. I think if you got Rashad on your team, you got to have him in there. Jordan Love, they're coming off of a bye, and they're playing Cincinnati. That defense is trash. Jordan Love could very easily throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns this week. Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. With Gibson out, Gibson was taking up about 6 or 7 carries a game, so you can expect Travion Ramondre each to get maybe like 3 more, and they're playing New Orleans, so I like them both in there this week. And then going back to Green Bay, Romeo Dobbs, he played well before their bye week. Jaden Reed still out, obviously. They're playing Cincinnati. I like Romeo Dobbs this week. Week 6 sits. Who is sitting this week?
We'll start with Jerry Jeudy. He has been basically non-existent this year, has not really paid off. And with Dylan Gabriel was not getting a ton of looks. Isaiah Bond got more targets. He was looking at the tight ends a ton. So I'm sitting Jeudy in a matchup against Pittsburgh where I'm not expecting a ton of points. Next, I'm going T. Higgins. It's a good defense they're playing in Green Bay. I don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be now that they have Flacco. If they try and jam him in early, I don't know how much Flacco will know the playbook. So tough spot here for T. And then lastly, this is kind of a big one. I'm going Derrick Henry. I do not think Derrick Henry is playable this week unless Lamar plays. I'm not expecting Lamar to play. This offense is not good. This Rams run defense is very good. This is a game they're going to get down in. I just don't think he's going to get a ton of volume. I don't think that, best case he gets a touchdown. But even that would take a bit of luck. So this is not a good spot for Derrick Henry.
All right, Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. They're on the bench most weeks. Kareem Hunt had a great week this past week, 18.7 fantasy points. I don't expect that to happen next week versus Detroit. I think those are both bench guys versus Detroit. Mark Andrews versus the Rams. So Likely is back. The Rams have a bye week in 2 weeks, the Ravens have a bye week in 2 weeks, and I'm hearing some trade talks for Mark Andrews. So I could see a slow week for him this week, and then maybe moving off of him in the bye week. I don't like Mark Andrews this week. The New Orleans Saints, Kamara, Olave, Shaheed versus New England. I think it's a bad setup for them. So Kamara, he had his lowest snap percentage of the season this past week, 56%. Gonzalez and they have another cornerback who I'm forgetting right now are playing
Marcus
really.
Jones?
Yeah, they're playing really well. I think it's going to be a bad week for Olave. And Shaheed, he got one over the top last week. I don't think that's going to happen with the Patriots this week. So I think it's a tough week for those Saints offensive players. You talked about this earlier. I'm going to throw them in there. Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. I believe what you said. Like, they kind of just, they fed them. They got the loss, and they said, all right, like, shut up. Like, we lost. You got your targets. I think they go back to that running the ball game script. I think it's a bad week for Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. The last two I want to throw in here, Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton. Both of them, their production has gone down without Neighbors and without Russ. I just don't think that they are startable players in fantasy. Let's get into the waiver wire. Running backs, who you got?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions this week is obviously there is opportunity in this Chargers backfield with Hampton going on IR, but are we looking at Hassan Haskins or Kamani Vidal? I think, in my opinion, Haskins is more of your early down guy. I think he's going to get more of the run, and Vidal is the guy you want if it's more of a shootout or they're playing for behind, because I think he's more of the passing down back. I think for this week against the Dolphins, especially, I know the offensive line is beat up, but this Dolphins run D is so bad, I still think they'll be able to run on them.
This is like an
I would
important
take
one because, like, with Fob, like, you got to have to spend
yeah.
some money to get some of these guys, and you got to pick right.
My theory on this is I would like to take Haskins, play him this first week when you have a good, potentially good game script against the Dolphins and a bad run defense. Hopefully Haskins has a good week and then turn around and sell him high off of that good week. I think that is the ideal way of playing that, because I think there's situations where, future weeks Haskins may not see as much work because they're not playing the Dolphins. They're not playing a really poor run defense. And this offensive line is still a mess. Don't get me wrong. So I think the way I would play
three
it,
starters on the offensive line.
yeah, Vidal is not a bad pickup. I don't expect a big Vidal game against the Dolphins, but I think in like other games you could see more. But I think my favorite play here is to grab Haskins and then try and sell him off of a decent week, maybe even to the Hampton owner if you can. After week one. If Rico Dowdle's still out there, go get him. He is very good, especially if Chuba's not playing. I don't expect 200 yards every week, but he's getting crazy volume, and should be a solid starter. Same thing, Michael Carter. He seems to be the guy that you want in Arizona now until Benson's back. Demercado did not do himself any favors with his little mistake there. And then lastly, go get Kendrick Miller if he's still available. Kamara, like you said, is getting smaller snap shares. I would not be
56% this
surprised.
past week. Yep.
I would not be surprised if the Saints are just being careful with Kamara, making sure he stays healthy so that they can trade him for something before he gets hurt. So I would not be surprised if Kendra ends up being basically the bell cow in that backfield in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I have heard trade talks of Kamara. Let's go into wide receiver. I'll start here. Torrey Horton, the rookie out of Colorado State, is it, for Seattle? He has 3 touchdowns this year through 5 games. They like him a lot up in Seattle. He's getting about 4 or 5 targets a game, but I mean, if he pops off for a touchdown, like, yeah, that's a good week. Who else you got there for wide receivers?
Yeah, if Romeo Dobbs still out there, he seems to be the guy that Love looks to in Green Bay, especially when they're in the red zone. He trusts him,
Yes.
so
Yes.
maybe not an every week kind of guy. Maybe in a game where you're expecting the Packers are going to be able to throw more, or bye week fill in. I think Dobbs is fine. And then if Darnell Mooney's out there, he's been dinged up and stuff, but like this is the kind of guy that back half of the year could pop. He's been all kinds of dinged up, but this is a passing offense that can sling it around a bit. I know Penix has been rough at times, but I just don't know if London's really going to be getting like 15 plus targets a game. Like I think there will be games where targets are going a little bit elsewhere. I think Mooney can take advantage of that. I think he is, a spot starter and like a good matchup if they've got, maybe if they're playing like the Buccaneers, a game that you would expect to somewhat shoot out. I think Mooney's startable in something like that.
Tight ends. Who's good tight ends on waiver wire?
I think the main two would be Darren Waller if he's still out there. I think at this point you can kind of trust him. He's had 2 big games for the Dolphins, and he's being used downfield in the red zone. They don't have much else, so yeah, go grab Darren Waller. And then Mason Taylor for the Jets.
Yep.
He's getting peppered with targets. I don't expect the Jets to be throwing 40-plus times, but he's getting a good enough target share, even if it's 6-7 targets a game. That is somewhat startable. Obviously, a good young player at LSU, so.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, 6 targets. 2 weeks ago, 7 targets. This past week, 12 targets. I said his name preseason. We weren't sure how many passes he would be catching, but no, he's a startable player.
He's been good.
I'm gonna throw some defenses in here this week off the waiver wire. The Steelers defense, they're playing Cleveland and Dylan Gabriel, so I do like the Steelers defense this week. Another one, the Raiders D. They're like the 28th ranked defense, but they're playing the Titans this week, and the Titans' offensive line and offense in general has just been piss poor. So the Raiders are a startable defense this week. Let's get over into gambling. Hot week for the podcast. We went 5-1. Andrew went 3-0. Last week I took the Broncos that hit. I took the Patriots that hit, and I took the Chiefs that missed. Andrew took the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Bucks to go 3-0. On the season, I am now 8-7, and Andrew is 6-9. 1 week
coming
away from
back. I said two perfect weeks, 2 3-0s, and we're right there. So
yep.
Just need 3 more.
Long season. All right, here are the lines. Thursday, to kick it off, we get Eagles at Giants. Giants +7. Sunday morning, 9:30 from London, we get Broncos versus Jets. Jets are getting 7.5. 1 p.m. window, we get Rams at Ravens. Ravens getting 7.5. Cowboys at Panthers. Panthers getting 3.5. Cardinals at Colts. Colts favored by 6.5. Seahawks at Jaguars. Jaguars favored by 1.5. Chargers at Dolphins. Dolphins getting 4.5. Patriots at Saints. Saints getting 3.5. Browns at Steelers. Steelers favored by 5.5. 4 p.m. window. Titans at Raiders. Raiders favored by 4.5. Bengals at Packers. Packers favored by 14. 49ers at Bucks. Bucks favored by 3. Late night game. It's going to be a good one. We got Lions at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 2.5. The dreadful 2 games on Monday. 7:15, we get Bills at Falcons. Falcons getting 4.5, and we get Bears at Commanders. Commanders favored by 4.5. I really need them to take one of those Monday night games off and put them in the 4 p.m. window. Those 2 games on Monday nights are really bothering me. What is the most must-win game of the week?
So I was going around on it. I actually am saying Commanders on Monday night need to beat the Bears. If they lose this game, that's an NFC potential. I don't think the Bears are a playoff team, but that would essentially be a wild card contender that they're losing to at home in prime time, and they're already. I mean, I'm assuming the Eagles are beating the Giants, so they'll be 5-1. You don't want to be 3-3, falling that far behind the Eagles. So I think this is a very big game for Washington.
I'm gonna throw the Chiefs in here at home favorite. You're playing the Lions. Fallen to 2-4. I mean, you're not out of it, but that does not feel good. 3-3 feels a hell of a lot different than 2-4 does.
I
What
just
are
like the I don't know. Chiefs are in such a weird spot. Like I feel like that offense is just not complete yet. Like once Rasheed Rice gets back, then they need to be winning football games. But until then,
I don't know. I thought they should have won the game on Monday, so
I mean
I
they
really
should
think
have. They
they
should
really got
have.
to win this
But
game this week. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. What are your picks of the week?
So starting it off, we are running it back with a team that came through for me last week. I'm taking the Cowboys -3.5 at Carolina. This Panthers team is quite bad. They beat the Dolphins, but that doesn't count. Um, I think the Cowboys cover this game. I think the Cowboys are going to put up a lot of points against a bad Panthers defense, and I know the Cowboys defense is not good, but like I feel like the Panthers are going to find ways to not score points, like not score enough points. I think they might, Panthers might score a lot of points, like you were saying, late once they're already down. I don't think they score enough to bring it closer than 7-ish points. So I'll take the Cowboys there. Next, this one, I don't know how I feel about this one, but I wasn't loving anything else. I'm taking Seattle +1.5 at Jacksonville. Feels weird to me, but I feel like the Seahawks win this game. I think the NFC is just better than the AFC. I think Seattle's, coming off a tough week against Tampa Bay is going to be showing up to play. Jags on a short week. I'm going to take Seattle to win that game, so I'll take the points there. And then lastly, I'm taking Buffalo minus. I'm seeing -3.5 here at the Falcons on Monday night. I will be taking that. That is a 7:15 kick. And yeah, I think that is just not a big enough number. I think the Bills are going to come out angry after that Pats loss, and I just don't think the Falcons are that good.
All right. I'm gonna join you on the Seahawks. I do not think this is a crazy bet. I think the line is on the wrong side. I don't know why the Jaguars are favored by 1.5. I thought the Seahawks were going to be favored by 1.5. No, I love this line, and Seattle is playing better on the road than they are at home. So I like Seahawks winning that game. I'm going right back to the well. I'm taking the Patriots again, -3.5. I don't think this game is close in New Orleans. I think this is an absolute blowout. And then I don't know if I love it, but I'm going to ride with the Bears on Monday night against the Commanders. Coming off of a bye. I'm hoping Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams had plenty of time to get some, good game scripts going. I think the Bears need a good showing here on Monday night after a long off week. Give me the Bears +4.5. That's a lot of points. Lock them in. All right, let's get to our survivor pool. $0 entry fee, $500 cash to the winner. We started with 187 entrants. We are in week 6 of the NFL, and we are down to 43 survivors. 38 people died this week. Quite a lot. 18.8% chose Arizona Cardinals. Out. 18.8% chose Rams on Thursday Night Football. Out. 5% chose Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. Done. The big pick of the week. 31.3% of the league chose the Lions. That got them through. 13.8% of participants chose the Colts, and that got them through. I will give a shout out. I don't know if you were going to shout this person out, but I will. One psycho chose the Saints this week. Congratulations.
I was going to shout him out. Yes,
I don't know
I
who
can.
this person is.
I'll even go through. I will. I'll find this if you give me a few
Give me
minutes.
a
But
second. What's the handle on this person?
the Saints were favored, weren't they?
They were favored. It's
AUTH 14 off 14.
off
Shout
14.
out to you for
Shout out to you.
for being a psycho.
You have the biggest balls in the league. Congratulations. Well, I mean, you chose the Saints, and you don't have to pick them again, and that moves you on. So, bold play. I love it. Yeah. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at screenplay_podcast. Like and subscribe. We are on socials at screenplay_podcast. And you can check out our website, thescreenplaypodcast.com. New episodes every Wednesday, 8 a.m., wherever you listen to podcasts. Any last words?
No, enjoy the week. We got another double Monday night this week. So, yeah, a lot of football and go Panthers.
Double Monday night, international 9:30 game, a lot of football. Appreciate
Mm-hmm.
all of our listeners. We will see y'all next week.